Here is how you can put your two-face project together. Step 1 is to open your two pictures. There's one and there's another, and these pictures are courtesy of Sabrina and Angel from Third Period Photography. What you want to do is do any editing that you're going to do to each picture. Now, these pictures look very similar in color and everything, so since it'll be easier to see in the video, I'm going to drastically change them. And sometimes that can be a good idea, but it's not required. So for the sad face Angel, I'm going to do a black and white filter, and I'm also going to make it more contrasty. And I think I'm also going to add a little bit of blue tint to it. That way they'll look much different as I am going through and doing the editing, so you can see what's happening. Okay, so now we have blue Angel and then regular Angel. Okay. So step 1 is you're going to need to split up your picture into 1-inch sections. Okay, and we're going to break those 1-inch sections apart and alternate them picture by picture. So to begin, I'm going to crop this picture to 9 inches wide by 7 inches high and a resolution of 300. And those numbers because that's what is working. So I'm going to crop this picture 9 by 7, and then I will do the same on the blue face, trying to center them about the same if I can. I will also need to flatten so that any editing is flattened down into the main image, so I flatten this one. And I'll check picture 4, doesn't need any flattening. So what I'm going to do is drag one picture into the other. So I'm going to take this one using the move tool, drag it up, and drop it in. And since I cropped them the same size, they'll fit right over the top of each other. And my hope is that the subject doesn't move too much. What I can do is go to my top layer and reduce the opacity a little bit so I can make sure that they're lined up. And you can see that this layer 1 is pretty much right over the top of the background layer, so it's perfect. If it isn't on yours, you can move your layers around. Let's say maybe in one picture the person's off to the side. You're going to want them pretty centered. So move them around till they line up, and you might have to do some recropping to that 9 by 7 size. And then when it's good, bring all your opacity back up to 100%. Okay. In our next step, what we're going to do is slice it up into 1-inch sections. So what you're going to do is go to View, New Guide, and we want it to be vertical, and you're going to put in 1 inch. And then you're going to do this again and put in 2 inches. And keep going all the way across your document, 3 inches, and so on till they're all the way across. Okay, so I'm putting in my last guide here, 8 inches. So each of these is a 1-inch slice. And we can do this all in one document because then we don't have to put the numbers in for each one. So they're together here. Next step, go to File, New, and you're going to make a new document that is the size of a sheet of paper, 11 inches by 8.5 inches with a resolution of 300. And you're going to make 2 of these. Same exact size. Okay, so I have my 2 new documents, Untitled 2 and Untitled 3. They're both blank. They're both the size of a sheet of paper. I'm going to use Untitled 2 first, and I'm going to start dropping in slices, alternating between the 2 faces. Here's what I mean. I'm going to go back to picture 3, which is the one that has all my divisions. In fact, I'm going to close picture 4 so I'm not confused. I have a lot of stuff open. Okay, I'm going to use the rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to draw a rectangular shape along this line. My snap is turned on, and yours will be by default, so that automatically if I click out here in the gray and I drag over, it will snap. It kind of jumps to that teal line and makes me cut out the perfect 1-inch slice. All right, I'm going to go to my layer 1, so it's selected with blue. I'm going to use the Move tool, and I'm going to drag this slice into my Untitled 2. Dragging it up, holding it, dropping it down. Now again, because snap is on, this should just snap right into this corner here perfectly. Okay, I'm going to go back. Oh, not that one. Go back here. Now I'm going to turn my layer 1 off so I can see the blue angel here. And I'm going to go to his layer, so clicking on the background, and I'm going to leave this selection, and now I'm going to drag this piece to my Untitled 2. And set it down and line it up. Okay, you're going to repeat this process again and again. I'll show it a couple more times. So now I'm going to get my next slice. So I'm going to deselect. I like to do Control D on the keyboard. I'm going to turn the top one back on and go to that layer. I'm going to get my rectangular marquee tool, and this time I'm going to select the second slice. And again, my snap helped me get the exact slice between these two teal guidelines. I'm going to use the Move tool now, drag this up to Untitled 2, drop it down, and line it up. Going back to my picture, I'm going to now turn off layer 1 and go to my background and take that slice. Going back again, now I'm going to deselect, Control D, turn on my top layer, go to layer 1, get the marquee tool, and now I'm on my third slice. Using the Move tool, dragging that into my Untitled 2, dropping it in, lining it up. I'll show one more. I need to get the blue one, that's what's next. So turning this one off so I can see it, dragging it up, and dropping it in. Now I'm not going to make you watch me do that again and again. I'll pause and come back when I have more done, but it's just repeating those steps. Okay, I've done a little bit more, and you'll notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slices. You're going to put 10 in this document. So I'm going to go and get the last one. This is number 10. Drop it in. And the reason is that they're just not all going to fit on a piece of paper, and we wanted to make these kind of big so that we can really see them. So at this point, Untitled 2 is done. I'm going to save this, give it a name, save it as a JPEG and a Photoshop file, so just in case I messed up. And then I'm going to start dropping everything else from here on out in Untitled 3. So 10 slices are going to go in one, and 8 will go in another, and that's going to make for, in total, an 18-inch long document, which will then start folding up when we assemble these. So I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm going to go to Untitled 3, and now I'm going to get my next slice, which is his other eye here. Deselecting this, turning my top layer on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm right here. And moving that, and now I'm putting it in my Untitled 3 document and continuing to alternate. It's really helpful if your two photographs look different, because if they looked very similar, you might get kind of confused as you're putting these together. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to go get the next slice right here, Control D. Dropping it in. Oh, what'd I do wrong? I grabbed the blue one instead. So I'm supposed to have the regular one in here, so that's fine. I'll leave it with a little space. Go back. I need to turn this layer on and drag from that layer, and it can go here. So I'll snap that one into place first, and then I'll go to this layer and put it in. Okay, I'm going to pause and come back when I have the rest of them in. I'm about to get my last slice, and I wanted to show you a pop-up that might show up. If I try to drag from a layer that is turned off, it's going to say this, could not use the Move tool because the target layer is hidden. Well, if I read that, I should know, oh, I need to turn that layer on before I can drag from it. So that might happen as you're turning layers on and off. So now it's going to work. I'm going to drag in this one. And I am just about finished. Oh, again, grabbed the wrong one. Okay, so once you have 8 slices in your second document, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you'll notice on your main pictures you're on the last slice. You're going to save this one as a JPEG and a Photoshop file just in case you need to come back to it. And then you're going to hand these in. And we will print them out, and what you're going to do is fold along these lines to make that accordion shape. And we will need to connect this paper to this paper because then there'll be one long accordion and then we'll be to the next step.